Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to do my 13-week pregnancy update. I can't believe I'm actually saying that, it's crazy. This is baby number 4. So I've got if you're new to the channel, I've got a 7-year-old boy, a 4-year-old girl and a 7-month-old little girl as well. So yes, this is baby number 4. We don't know what we're having obviously. I'm just 13 weeks today and I've had my 12-week scan today. I did actually have a scan 10 days ago because going by my dates that would have made me 12 weeks, but obviously I must have ovulated later in the month than I actually thought, so I had to go back and have all my measurements done for the sort of nuchal screening thing, Down syndrome sort of test. I had to go back and get that done today. So she measured baby and everything was fine, and I'm actually 13 weeks. So today I'll tell you about everything that has happened up to now. So after I posted the video on YouTube of sort of my reaction to finding out I was pregnant with baby number 4, I had lots of lovely comments from everyone saying that it was really tough but it was also lots of fun. So I'm excited to see my youngest and the baby grow up together, and they'll have hopefully a very lovely close relationship, and yeah, I think that'll be nice. So thanks for all the comments you left. So since then, sorry if I cough, I've had a really bad cough for weeks and weeks now. I think everyone has, in the UK anyway. It seems to be the thing to have at the moment. So since I posted the video, I've been feeling not the best. I've not actually been sick, but I've had sort of nausea, I guess you would say, in the evenings, sort of from 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, right through until the evening. It's such an awful feeling. Obviously being sick is far worse, and I would much rather just feel nauseous than be sick or throw up or have HG. So I'm very grateful for that, but not actually being able to be sick means you're kind of stuck with this horrible swishy swashy feeling all day, afternoon, evening. You don't really fancy anything to eat, but at the same time you're hungry. It's such a weird feeling. Like my stomach felt like an empty pit, but nothing sounded good to eat. I didn't really fancy anything, and when I did fancy something, it was something really bad for me, or greasy, or whatever. So I tried as hard as I could just to eat the normal dinners that we would normally have anyway, but when you are put in charge of ordering the shopping for that week, suddenly there'll be loads of like chips and carbohydrates and all the rubbish food on the shopping list. So I'm kind of glad to be getting out of that now. The nausea has stopped. It went through from about, well, at the time I thought I was 7 weeks to probably what I thought was 11 weeks. So it lasted that kind of period, only about 4 weeks, but at the time it seemed like a lot longer. And in terms of symptoms, that's kind of like the biggest one. Oh, and also migraines. I've had on and off migraines again since pretty much finding out. I had them really badly with Elsie. I didn't really have them with Florence, I just had headaches. But yeah, I'm getting migraines a lot more, and I'm taking codeine that I was prescribed when I was pregnant with Elsie, so I've still got some of those. So I just take one when it's really bad and I feel the need. Usually it's just paracetamol, but they're just like, they're throbbing on the one side of my head, and when I move it kind of feels like my brain is rattling around in my head. That sounds really weird, but yeah, to try and describe it to someone that hasn't had a migraine, it makes you sound like you're just exaggerating a headache, which is what I used to think people who had migraines were doing. They were just a bad headache. But yeah, and now I know it's a really bad headache, and I've had quite a few of those. You just need to lay in a dark room basically and be left alone until it's gone. I think mine are generally related to tiredness because I always get them I always get them at night time. About 7 o'clock in the evening it just starts thudding away in my head, and thankfully both the girls are generally in bed by then, so Matt's a little star, and he cooks dinner for us most of the time, and then I can just sort of lie down and get over it. So that's not been great. No other pregnancy symptoms really. I've not really had many other pregnancy symptoms apart from that. I guess like the usual stuff, like my nails are growing, and I might have like the odd like blemish. My appetite's like increased. Sometimes I'll have like my breakfast, lunch, dinner, a couple of snacks, but I'll also need like a piece of toast or something because I feel like I'm ravenous, even though I'm probably not. And I kind of feel like this might be actually a boy this time, based on how I'm feeling in terms of like my appetite and the sorts of foods I'm wanting. It's a bit different to like the girls, so yeah, I'm kind of thinking it might be a boy, which would be nice because Matt obviously doesn't have his own son. Logan is from a previous relationship, so it would be lovely for our last child to be a boy. However, Elsie obviously is going to be really close to this baby, and they're going to spend a lot of time together, so maybe a girl would be nice. I don't know. I'd love to know what you guys have had, if you've got sort of two very similar aged children. Do you think a boy and a girl is good, or a girl and a girl, or what do you think is best? Does it make a difference really? Probably not. They'll probably get on anyway. Sorry, the postman's just knocking on the door and making a noise. I'm trying to keep the noise down because Elsie's actually asleep in her bed. She didn't sleep much this morning because obviously because we were in and out having our scan and stuff, and she went to stay with a friend for an hour, and yeah, she was a bit restless, so she's gone down for a sleep. So I'm hoping to get a good bit of work done and this video filmed. So I hope the postman doesn't have a package and wake her up. So when I was around 9 weeks pregnant, the midwife came to our house and she did my sort of booking in appointment. She gave me my notes, my Bounty sort of pack thing. They're really rubbish. They've changed the folders as well, and they're even worse than they were before. Mine's already split and I've just chucked it away because the folder is naff. So I've so now I just carry my notes around as they are. So she came and did the booking in appointment, and it was really weird. She didn't even ask me if I was on medication, and I didn't think to say at the time because I was just, there was so much going on that day and I had all the kids here, so I was just focused on getting through the appointment. And then I remembered afterwards she'd ticked like midwife led, and then it suddenly occurred to me that she didn't even ask if I was on medication, which I am. I'm on thyroxine. And usually if you're on medication you have to at least see the consultant to assess whether you will then be a high risk or low risk birth. I of course want to be low risk, obviously everyone wants to be low risk, but I want to have a midwife led birth, and I want to give birth at my local birth centre, as I did with the two girls, so I need to be low risk. So I have a consultant appointment now. I've sorted it all out today at my scan to see the consultant at the end of January, and hopefully she can assess that I'm fine to give birth locally, and that I'm fine to give birth locally, and well, assuming that all my sort of thyroid readings stay as they should be. I did ask the midwife about my concerns about how quick my previous labour was, and I've touched upon this in a blog post actually, which I will link below. When I was 10 weeks pregnant, I think I mentioned it. The speed of Elsie's birth was basically an hour from waking up in bed with the sort of excruciating contractions to having her, and in that time we had to get someone to our house to look after Florence because she was in bed. This was 10 o'clock at night, and then we had to get to hospital. So yeah, in that hour basically I had the baby, and she said the midwife's suggestion was that we go for, I have considered a home birth, and I'm not against it if it happens, but I don't really want to plan for a home birth. I still like the support of the midwife if possible. So what we've said we should do is bring some of the really essential gear here in case I feel like I can't get to hospital, or you know, we can't get someone to watch all the kids now because obviously we have Elsie and she's a lot younger, so grandparents might not be an option. Yeah, so we're going to bring some of the essential kit to the house so that we can obviously do the deed here if we really have to, which won't be ideal, but yeah, I'd rather that than give birth in the car or by the side of the road. So yeah, that could be interesting nearer the time. And this time I really want to film the birth, because I didn't last time. I filmed little clips leading up to it and I filmed in the hospital room, but everything just got mental and I didn't film. So I am going to be prepared and just leave the camera running, whatever happens happens, and then I can edit it afterwards. So I've gone off track again. So back to today. So back to when I was 9 weeks, I had my midwife appointment at the house and she booked me in and sort of got me all official and in the system, so to speak. And now, and since then, I don't think anything's really happened. No, nothing's really happened. So I just got my date for my scan come through, which was the 29th of December, and it turned out that I was actually only about 11 weeks at that scan, maybe just over. So they couldn't do all the tests they needed to do. So I went back today and I got some lovely photos, which I shall show you now. Try and hide some of the details. So here is baby number 4. Let me know if you think it's a boy or a girl as well, if you can tell by looking at photos and stuff. This is 13 weeks exactly. So that's a nice shot of the whole of baby there. And I don't think this here, try and get it to focus again, I don't think that there is a nub. I think that is baby's hand poking up. Don't know if you can tell. Don't know, maybe it is a nub, I don't know. And there's one here where it kind of looks like he or she is blowing a little bubble, but I think that's the hand by the mouth. Come on, focus camera. Right, there you go. There's that photo. They're all pretty similar really. She said baby was very photogenic and cooperative. Baby's having a little stretch out, relax. Feet up in that one. Yeah, so yeah, it never gets boring looking at scan photos, does it really? They're just really cute. So after my scan, everything went fine in the scan obviously. I went and had some bloods taken, 7 of those like little bits of things of blood, and what else? My urine was tested, or she's going to test it, I think. She weighed me and took my height and all that jazz, and yeah, and then I was sent along on my merry way. So now I have to book my 16-week midwife appointment, which will be in 3 weeks time. I've got my consultant appointment coming up in about 3 weeks time. Yeah, and then, so I guess it's like 7 weeks till we have our, what do they call it, anomaly scan? Yeah, anomaly scan. And hopefully we can find out baby's gender, which we are definitely going, oh, excuse me, I think I've just got, I don't know, acid or something. It's baby, I'll blame it on baby. We can find out the gender, which we are going to do. I'm just going to stop making videos and just burp the whole way through. I think that's everything really. Yeah, like it made me laugh actually. I was reading the book that comes in your bounty pack that goes through all the weeks and what happens and all that jazz, and it said week 13, your clothes may start getting tight, or you may notice your waistline is getting tight or something on your jeans. And I thought, crumbs, like I've been in maternity clothes now for about a month. As soon as I could, I was in them. It was getting to the point where like my Joni jeans wouldn't do up, and I had like a little hairband around them, but then that wasn't really doing the job, and they just fall down as soon as I bent over, so I had to get something. So I'm living in new look maternity leggings, and yeah, basically all the clothing that I bought for postpartum with Elsie, I'm kind of putting back on because it's quite forgiving and loose and flowy. Yeah, so long vest tops, leggings, just comfy really. So I'll show you all my bump for 13 weeks, and I'd love to hear if any of you guys are pregnant. I know Mrs. Meldrum is pregnant and due sort of similar time to me, so that's exciting to follow her as well. And who else is there? Sarah from Rosie Home. Anyone else? I'm probably missing someone really obvious. Yeah, so it's exciting. And it does seem like there are a lot of people due in July, like on my Instagram as well. There's loads of people due in July. So I'm gonna have lots of people to follow, and hopefully you'll want to follow me along. And I'm gonna try and do more videos this time because, yeah, I kind of regretted it last time, but I do love looking back on them and seeing my bump and how big I was, and yeah, seeing how much weight I put on at the time. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you enjoyed it. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and subscribe. I'm desperately trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. It's just a nice round number, isn't it? I just want to get over that little hump, and then I will feel like, yes, I can relax now. I've got a nice little audience. Not that I haven't already, but because I know some of you watch like all the videos. But yeah, I just like to get there. So please help, and please share my channel if you know anyone that is pregnant or would like my videos. Thanks guys, bye! So this is baby number 4 at 13 weeks. This is not a very flattering top. I'll just try and undo it so I can show you. So yeah, you can see like it's starting to show. So here's baby bump for 13 weeks. Obviously I am still 7 months postpartum, so I'm not looking as good as I would have liked to, but there you go, I'm pregnant. So there's baby at 13 weeks, yes. Baby's actually only about 6 centimetres at the moment, so yeah, I'm not quite sure what all this is. Probably a few too many McDonald's breakfasts, but yeah.